Hi there, and welcome back. Welcome back to another lesson here looking at our chakra systems. We have arrived to the worthy and powerful heart. I feel like I find myself constantly saying that each chakra system, each chakra is essential and important, and they really are. Okay, and I feel like I always go into, but this one is. But genuinely, this one is so important. And again, as I've shared before, each chakra informs the next. If one is blocked, then there's imbalances moving upward. So the archetype of the heart chakra is love is the divine power. Love is the divine power. And if I could give one faulty belief system that is eroding, blocking, disempowering this master, is that it is the belief and the thought and the feeling of I am unlovable. I am unlovable. There's something about me that is inherently unlovable, or that love isn't safe, that love isn't reliable, that love is flawed imagination, right? And when we believe the belief of I am unlovable, or love is flawed, or love is just an imagination, then you can see how our reality will confirm that through experiences, or experiences that we have yet to fully integrate. So what's really beautiful is that each chakra actually informs the next. It prepares you for the next step. A really beautiful image that you could see as far as the chakra system is a ladder. Each step is not really a place for us to stay. It's not a placeholder for us to keep our feet in, but it's actually preparing us to go to the next step and the next step, right? And so each chakra is preparing us to elevate the prana, to elevate our energy, to elevate our awareness, right? So that when we reach the heart, we find that there's a really unique element about the heart. So the heart is the element of air. From the fire, it moves, it almost pushes the transformation upwards, and then it transforms into the element of air. This is why the solar plexus must be prioritized. The one below that, the sacral, and the root must be prioritized before you even move to the heart, because experiences have to go through that ring of fire in order for them to be transformed, in order for them to be stripped down of their victimization, right? So that when they reach the heart, they're able to start to get integrated. And if there's elements that have not been stripped down at the level of the solar plexus, the heart does the magic of addressing it with love and compassion. That's the energy that it brings to the table. It's not doing that fiery stripping. It is doing the shedding. It is doing the massaging out at the level of the heart. And the heart is really important, and I'm not talking about it anatomically, I'm talking about it energetically. It's the most powerful, because in this world that we live in, there's this fascination and simplizing manifestation. Manifestation is happening at the heart. That's the power and the essence of this archetype, love. And love is not a noun, it is an action verb, it is a feeling. And that is being sent out through this energetic sphere. And the magic of the heart is that it's the middle between the physical realm and the spiritual. And it's also really representative and can be seen in the Taurus field, which blooms upwards and downwards and connects with all other vibrational spheres around us. It connects us to everything. It is the receiver and the messenger. That is the most vital portal, because that is the one that is communicating with the universe. The first three are communicating with the universe by receiving, not so much sending. They're sending upward through your chakra system, but they're not sending outward in a sense that it's being communicated to the universe. It is being communicated through the heart outward. So if there's an imbalance at the lower three chakras, then the messages being sent at the heart are messages of imbalance, are messages of that faulty belief system that is imbalancing each chakra below the heart. Okay? So the heart is the generator of manifestation. It is bringing feeling into vibration, and that vibration being sent back to us in the form of manifestation. Manifestation is simply vibration in a condensed solid 3D form, or could even come back to us in a feeling, right? So when we honor the mystical heart, right, the energetic mystical heart, then we harness the power of emotion. We harness the power of feeling, of love. And that is the messenger that is communicating between our 3D, 4D to the 5D reality. That is then being reflected in our 3D world. It's cyclical, right? And so when we are really compassionate with ourselves, when we really start to bring all the information that was given to us by our solar plexus fiery energy, and we start to lather it with compassion, not sympathy or empathy, compassion, then we start to almost accept everything that has happened to us and for us, right? As a messenger of love, a receiver of love. And by default, when we perceive our experiences in our world with acceptance, we find it to be a form of love. We accept out of receiving, and we feel grateful. And then that in an essence moves us away from feeling unlovable to lovable, because everything that has happened to us is a form of love by way of accepting it, by way of having gratitude. And then our message is being sent out of love, of gratitude, of acceptance. And that is what is then given back to us at a 3D manifested level. So the heart has a lot to do with the reality that you're living in, right? Because it's being informed by your lower three chakras and by the ability that you allow yourself to supersede victimization with acceptance and love. It is the most underrated feeling and most underrated chakra, but it is the one that is informing your reality the most. It is not informing it, it is creating it, right? It is creating it. What's informing it is your three chakras below, the root, the sacral, and the solar. So we need to prioritize these before we move into the spiritual realms, because if we have not done the balancing, the healing, and the alignment at these lower three chakras, then the heart can only send out so much positively influencing messages to create a positively representative reality, right? And beyond that, if we have not made peace with the idea that we are God, that we are birthing God's creations, that we are worthy of leaving our tribe and finding self in God, and finding that love and that acceptance of all of these three pillars, then we cannot then move into surrendering our personal will at the throat chakra, okay, to the divine will, because we have to feel safe with God, honor God's presence in our body and in our miracles, honor that everything that we've been given and experienced is an opportunity to find our personal ethics and our personal code, and then to validate that and find true acceptance of that at the heart level, to then say, okay, I'm here and I'm in service. I'm surrendering my will to the divine will. So we can't even move into the spiritual realm, which moves past the heart upwards, until we integrate all of the human elements, all of the karmic energy at the lower chakras. Right? So we can't completely disregard our human experience. In fact, we have to get into our human experience and find spiritual symbolic meaning to integrate, find acceptance and gratitude and love, to then fully translate into the next higher purpose steps that we have here on earth. Okay, so some signs that you're out of balance in your heart. You are really addicted to woundology. You're lathering yourself in forms of therapy that just rehearse all the wounds, all the reasons why, you can't have certain things, why your reality continues to present woundology to you, right? More experiences of feeling wounded, right? That's a really powerful sign. At what point can we stop digging? Can we stop looking for more reasons for why our woundology is valid and real? And at what point can we say this is no longer woundology? This is earthology. This is spiritualology, in the sense that I was here to learn some lessons, to find my personal code of ethics, to find what I'm here to birth, right? At one point can I accept with pure love, gratitude, and acceptance, so that I can fully create a new reality with all of this woundology transformed into earthology and spirituality, to then create a reality that I was sacredly here to create, right? The heart is truly, it's asking us to put our little selves aside, to put our woundology aside, and to honor God, not just at a prayer level, but at a level in your body, in your experiences, in your life, in your past. Can you honor God all the way back to your first memory? Can you honor his presence all the way back to your first memory? His or her presence, whatever you decide that God is for you. Can you honor it all the way back and all the way forward, is what it's asking you at the mystical heart. And can you send out that feeling to then create a reality that is in representation of your divine union to God, your love, your marriage to self, not your little self, your capital L self, right? The God self. This is where we marry our highest self, is in that space of love, in the mystical heart. And by default, our relationships are up-leveled, they're magnified, they're changed in their potentiality, because they're no longer coming from a woundology, little self, wounded self. They're coming from an empowered, connected, already married self. So anything and everything else is only a mirror of that self-love, capital S. All right. As always, there is a guide and steps to help you embody this chakra energy of this mystical heart. Enjoy, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.